professionalinvestor.com's daily brief. The answer to your question is learn the goddamn process, trade your trading plans, don't take too much risk on any one trade, and just let yourself get rich. Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the Frivolity. Actually, I suppose we're back after the holiday weekend. I'm in full degen mode, trying to be a trader. I don't know how it's going to go. Today's episode, though, is going to be brought to you by Rant-Free Broadcasting. We'll see how we do. I did see somebody in the lounge say, I love these daily briefs, love all the format, but Jesus, this guy rants a hell of a lot. So my apologies, everyone. Suppose because it was a holiday yesterday, I took it a little bit softer. But anyway, another day, another hour, another as the stomach churns. So we are back from the holiday session. Sure hope you enjoyed all of that. It was interesting to watch how basically the crypto markets, the risk markets, they kind of had fun through the weekend there. There were a couple names that popped pretty hard. And then literally as soon as they got ready for the adults to come back to the party, oh boy, in come a whole bunch of sell signals, tops and the like. So here we are, Tuesday. Usually on Tuesdays we have TRICTO on the call in the after party. But we thought, what the hell, why don't we give Stuart a bit of a break? And he's off on vacation now. And when he comes back from vacation, I think I'm going to take a week or two off, just sort of try and get my positive karma back, although I have no idea where I'm going to go. And I hate spending money. So, but I did, actually, it would be interesting. Have to figure out when Chris is planning on heading over to Chicago to hang out with Zug. And maybe I'll crash their pad for a couple of days. I don't know. Anyway, so Sjord's going to be MIA today. I suppose maybe we'll continue on the sort of peruse of the dashboard's signaling system, some of the reversal signals that we got. I did notice things like that Best Buy, which was spitting up a weekly key reversal. It actually confirmed it right on the open. I mean, the whole market just launched higher on the open, but I think that was a function of sort of the weekend, sort of pent up demand. So there was the key reversal that fired last week, and I love these key reversals. So signal has come in, and actually, Tuesdays we have our stock pickers club, and I actually posted in the stock pickers club. I was kind of hoping that we could maybe review this. Kind of thinking about something like a December bull call spread on this, maybe pay $2.5, something like that. Maybe the premiums have come down a little bit since the stock has come off a bit. Looking to make $10. Well, that's not bad. 3 or 4 to 1 risk reward. The only issue with this trade, of course, is you got to buy 3 to make it worthwhile. So that means you got to put like a good $750 into the trade. Yeah, that's sometimes a little bit expensive for our smaller audience, but nonetheless, $750 US. That's what I'm thinking about here. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. That's sort of a follow-up from last week. The headlines today, of course, I think are all about tech stocks. They're all the rage. Interesting cross currents, and interesting enough, if Sjord was on the call today, we'd be talking about this. Again, we're into one of those kind of environments. New economy, old economy, new economy, up substantially. The headline today, of course, NVDA, now a $1 trillion company. Dun, dun, dun. And you can see, not only green, but violent green in the semiconductor space. And we've been talking about how bullish, at least I've been super uber bullish of the semiconductors recently. And it just drives you crazy sometimes, the zigs and zags in the silly stock market. Couple semiconductors I'm trying to buy. Look at this little damn AIP I keep telling you guys about. Now, 35 million shares out. So it's absolutely in the sweet spot of the market. Now the darn thing's gone and put in just a big fat like monthly W here. And I'm a big fan of these moving average systems to sort of identify trend. If we had that weekly commodity trend survey for this particular stock, you can see it's now spitting up a moving average buy signal. So this would be like, you can see a 52-week basis. Where is last May? Last May is basically these highs here. So not really the best 50% from a 52-week range from, but like 2 or 3 year range. Look at this bloody range, eh? So I mean, W's are W's are W's. These semiconductors drive me crazy. The good part about it, of course, is and I don't know whether this is a consolation or not, but we were thinking in the right direction. If that's any consolation, I'm of course trying to buy this damn Intel. Still think Intel is uber cheap, but he's kind of on the outs. This would be like a contrarian play. You can see how they dipped this thing right down into 78.6. It didn't quite hit that level, but I sure would love to pick up some of this from my registered account. And then also too, probably for the stock pickers club, we could maybe even talk a little bit tonight about this Intel bull call spread. But these semiconductors, this is the hot part of the market right now. And of course, why? Chat GBT and of course artificial intelligence, all that kind of stuff. Very, very heavy demand for semiconductor power processing, all that kind of talk. And interesting how the headlines are. And look at this guy. Did they just grab this guy off of like some welfare line? I mean, is this, I don't know who, Jeffrey Hinton, I guess he should move his fingers off of there. Anyway, I don't know whether that's Jeffrey Hinton, who Jeffrey Hinton is. I'm sure he's some bigwig guy. But who the heck is this guy? Did they just grab him off the sidewalk? Hey, hold this up, right? And then we'll take a screenshot of you or a picture of you. So anyway, this is probably one of the big headlines of the day, is that, the whole damn world is up in arms over this artificial intelligence. It's probably making a mountain out of a molehill right now. I mean, it's interesting how at TRI, we're trying to build like algorithm trading models and stuff. And actually, one person here was telling me that I probably shouldn't even show you on these free broadcasts the recent signals from the algorithms. Because hell, if we're supposed to be giving subscriptions away, and Julian, he's been saying this repeatedly. Why the hell are you showing these damn signals on the charts, or on these free broadcasts? But anyway, I don't know whether I should show you this Bitcoin signal or not. What I will do is I'll quickly zoom over here, the last signal. Maybe we'll just talk about last signals. And oh, Jesus H. Christ. I mean, if we could get a robot to pull the trigger, and I even put tweets out going, look, at my only job in life is just to take these damn signals when they come in, and I completely fucked the trade up. If anything, it's a good thing. People are like, well, Brian, don't beat yourself up. You're only human. You're not a computer. So anyway, so that signal worked pretty good. It was pretty damn profitable, but I missed the whole thing. And I would show you a signal that we just had, but you got to come on the site and subscribe to see it. So I'm not going to show you that. Anyway, so the headlines today: artificial intelligence going to make us all work and go extinct. I would just simply say that artificial intelligence is only as good as the programmers who program it. I suppose at some point they will get to the point where they've programmed it so much that it can actually start working on itself. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, your guess is as good as mine how this all plays out. But anyway, that's the headline today. I didn't really see, I saw a couple of other things. These are probably more like where would be, actually, I'm not supposed to show you that page, so we'll get the hell away from there. Overview of the market, the breadth of the market right now. And if anything, this is a perfect analogy. I think I was showing you earlier. We've got part of the world economy is actually doing pretty well. Anything that's technology oriented. And of course, good old Stanley Druckenmiller just made a ridiculous amount of money with his long bet in NVIDIA. So by all means, a couple guys that I would listen to that are probably, not probably, they're way smarter than me, that's for damn sure, but probably way smarter than most of us. Stanley Druckenmiller, write that name down. If he's ever talking, but it's worth just to stop and listen to what the hell he has to say. Larry Williams, he does a piece over there on stockcharts.com every once in a while. I think he's an incredibly intelligent trader. And then we actually had another guy who somebody actually posted in the lounge yesterday. I never can remember his name, but an older guy. I don't know. I don't really follow him that much, but seems to be pretty popular on the site. And he's been actually calling for a big melt up in the stock market here. But I get the impression that we're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place here. And I think I went at great length on the Sunday Broiler Chicken show and showed you the whole NASDAQ 100. What does it do through these greed cycles? I wouldn't be surprised at the end of this greed cycle, 2035, somewhere in that neighborhood, that this NASDAQ is actually about 50 times what you see it here. So it's 13,000 right now. So 50 times that number. Let's use 10,000 as a nice simple benchmark. That's what is that? That's 100,000. That's 500,000. Jesus H Christ. Is that for real? Well, I mean, they're probably going to split the damn thing, and all that kind of talk. Anyway, so if anything, try and think, what did the world look like in 1981, 82, 83? What did the world look like in 1941, 42, 43? What did the world look like in 1861, 62, 63? What did the world, I mean, you can do the math. Just go back every 40 years. And, if anything, the 1980s comparison, I think that the 1940s comparison is more appropriate. And of course, we've talked lots about inflationary pressures and stuff coming down the road. And 1947, 48 is where the real inflation actually kicked in. You think you've seen inflation now? Oh boy, you ain't seen nothing yet. And that's right, Adam. I mean, the comparisons are startling between 1940s, obviously Second World War, 1860s, which was the U.S. Civil War, but most of you Americans don't know this, but there were a whole bunch of revolutions and toppling of old governments and establishing of new republics all through Europe, and actually a whole bunch of different places in the world right around those 1860s. So it's another one of these great resets. And then you can go back, like basically Napoleon, right? That was the great reset prior to that. And that was all about the American War of Independence. And of course, the French Revolution, that all happened all through that great reset. So anyway, point of the matter here is, if you are a student of the market, if you are a student of history, they always say the more things change, the more they stay exactly the same. Anyway, specific econs today, what's driving the market? I've said repeatedly that I do believe that the Fed is going to be continuing to raise rates. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. I've shown you repeatedly, if you're just watching this for the first time, we can throw it up here. My favorite gauge for sort of measuring what the Fed is doing is this whole money cycle, the Fed spread. And really, what we should really be watching is what is the market actually saying with regard to interest rates. And actually interesting here, or no pun intended, The monthly euro dollar market actually firming up here a little bit, but on the weekly basis, actually, no, that's still monthly. Interesting. Why would that be ticking up, but this is ticking down? Yeah, I've done something wrong here. Anyway, orange lines still pointing down. Fed funds, I mean, we're still ski slope here. Maybe they take a pause, but I don't think so. Well, I mean, they've got a little bit of wiggle room. Fed spread's only at 0.44. If they do take a pause, though, it'll be really interesting to see how this Fed funds, or excuse me, the euro dollar, the corporate short-term interest rate market acts, and does this Fed spread start to go crazy again? I think it's probably in our best interest, like just for the stability of our economy, that they don't do that. When they did this, I mean, this is what caused things like God, I can't even remember the names of the places now. Silicon Valley Bank. Why did it go bankrupt? Well, there was a crisis in the banking sector, and the eventual play out of that is a lot of banks actually have to go bankrupt. Boom. So we don't really want to see this thing get back above 1.0 there. All right, so where am I going with all this? Why am I mentioning this? Here we are out of the gate, Tuesday, May 30th. Econs coming out of Europe. If anything, I'm actually hearing the talk is, and actually this is probably a good opportunity for us to check in with the day traders spreadsheet Tuesday. How was the computers? Computers are actually really happy right now. How's Brian's diet and exercise? I've actually pulled a muscle, and I don't know whether it's a hernia or what, because I know you can get a hernia down in your gut and like literally, boom, out pops a part of your intestine from your stomach. But I was trying to do some sit-ups recently and really hurt myself. So anyway, not doing too good on the exercise front. Diet's okay, but nothing really to write home about. And unfortunately today, and it's too bad because the crude market put in a really, really nice opening range trade fail. It actually translated into a huge win. And Chris was telling me, dude, you missed a fucking killer trade today. You're an idiot. Chris would never say that to me, though. He's a super nice guy. So the opening range trade was there, but this is really a commentary. The setups are working. It's just Brian just didn't show up. Chris, you said you took that opening range trade. I heard your tone this morning. You were feeling pretty positive about that. I don't know.
I did take that opening range trade, and I took it in gold and also oil, and they were both successful. Yep, good day.
What a boss. Jesus, what a boss. So anyway, I missed it, but turns out it was a pretty good trade. It's interesting we had a really, and I got sucked into some sort of vortex here. And this sometimes happens in trading. We were coming into some really interesting levels on the crude oil market. And so I'm hunting longs. And I'm still in a long, but my stop is about, I don't know, maybe the machine hasn't barked at me, so I guess I haven't been stopped out yet. But nothing really to write home about my day trading today, that's for sure. And this, if anything, is a trader's life. You'll have some days where you're just like kicking it. We were last week, a pretty profitable week on balance, but today, oh boy, I took, if anything, really good analogy, because we were away for the holiday weekend, and kind of took things a little sloppy this morning. I don't know, it's just the way it goes. And the initial trade that I put on was just way too much risk, and of course, always those ones never work. So how are we doing on the crude here? I'm surprised. We're down $3 on the crude, 69.64. I mean, more than a 4% wipeout on the crude oil market. I'll tell you, that surprised me. So anyway, I'm had a pretty bad day trading crude. Turn the machines off. No more trading for me. You're done. And you can see, I mean, look at this damn crude. I thought we were coming into levels. I thought we were going to find some support, and it just keeps cascading lower and lower and lower, the bastards. So anyway, that's the way a trader's life goes. Make sure to manage risk, right? I think I'm down like $200 on the day. So turn the machines off. No more day trading for you, Brian. As you can see, crypto and the stock market, actually interesting to see the NASDAQ now starting to give back some of its gains. So we were talking old economy, new economy. Old economy just getting punched in the nose. And interesting how NASDAQ had a whole sort of head of steam behind it and rocking and rolling. And now it's starting to flounder. And I've said this to you guys recently. I actually think crypto is a really, really good leading indicator. So look at these big fat M's right across the board on crypto. Yuck. Oh, what like the econs coming out today weren't really like train wrecky. But I guess we've got a couple cross currents going on here. So a couple things that jumped out at me. Consumer confidence declines again in May, fourth time in 5 months, particularly for older Americans. Like you can imagine anybody that's on a pension that worked their ass off for like through the Reagan years, through the Clinton years, through the Bush years, believed in the system, through the Obama years, through the fucking Trump years. And then they finally get to retirement. They're like, okay, I've got a pension. And you can just imagine they're just getting absolutely destroyed here to the point where, and this is the whole conspiracy of these banksters. They do this on purpose. This is not an accident. Alan Greenspan himself said that you take the US dollar off the gold standard, you're going to inject a whole and go and print money like there's no tomorrow. And you think that there's no repercussions, and this is going to create inflation. I've barked at you guys about Milton Friedman, and I don't understand why nobody said boo through that whole damn sickness economy where, substitute drama teachers are like, hey, let's create this $500 million government agency here and let's spend $100 million on this woke program here. Do you have any money to spend this? No, we can just print the money out of thin air. And then there's no repercussions for any of this, none. But these poor senior citizens with this inflation, they're going to be fucking eating cat food. And it's going to be, ooh, hey, you're eating the primo cat food. Hey, well, you're living large. It's so sad. Anyway, so, what are some of the news that's driving the market? I think right out of the gate, the market was enthusiastic about this, political wrangling, this, old Skeletor Biden doing a deal with the Republicans in the House. From what I understand, that though this process is going to go on through the whole damn this whole damn week. So it goes back and forth, and there's political bodies within the U.S. Congress that have to pass, and they're threatening that we won't pass it. So this is going to go back and forth, probably doesn't actually have a resolution till the end of the week. And we all know, I don't think that the market rallying really did rally on this. I think the market really rallied on that whole, Chair Powell has to do everything he possibly can to make sure as many options expire worthless as possible, so Wall Street can hit the home run button every week. And actually, we were barking about this recently. I put out a tweet, and actually, it was interesting. I got a lot of pushback on this, but I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's outlandish. Where I kind of thought that we were coming into a megaphone level here. Some people are like, well, that's supposed to be 3 clean tags. Well, I go 1, 2, 3. Is that not 3? I don't know. And 1, 2. Do we have to have a 3 down here? I don't know. We had a bull ABCD. That PRZ is up in here. And of course, we had some Foggenbaum levels up in here. There was 2 of them that were tagged here. So to look for a bit of weakness, remember we had talked yesterday, the market, on Sunday evening when it was just a future session. Remember I told you on those holiday sessions, that's where the banksters do most of their business. So the banksters went and sold and shorted a whole bunch, knowing that they were going to knock this thing down here as soon as the retail customer came back. from whatever break, Memorial Day holiday. And not a big surprise, we're pulling back here nicely. What was interesting out of this, and I don't know, I just wasn't in the zone here this morning, but right out of the gate, at that very level, this is the prettiest head and shoulders top came in here. And I was even watching this right here going, geez, do I take that trade? Do I take the trade? And I mean, look at that, eh? Ay, caramba. Anyway, I'm just not in the zone today, which kind of sucks horse, you know what? But all right, cool. So what's the message out of today? Probably a lot of political wrangling in Washington still. I think that there's they bid the market up, try and make as many options last Friday expire as worthless as possible. You even saw the counter trend rally through the weekend on crypto. They've gone and put in pretty good looking tops. Even the NASDAQ here is topping out a bit. So I think that whole sort of, the enthusiastic orgy on the long side of the stock market, I think they achieved everything they wanted to get out of this. I would say that, ironically enough, from a higher time frame perspective, nothing's really changed here in Bitcoin. I would say that I can't really get bullish of this Bitcoin until we actually get market structure W's come in on the other side of this trend line. And quite often what happens I've found is that we'll just walk our way down this trend line from the other side. So just be careful of that. If you are, hey, I think I want to go buy some Bitcoins. Well, just maybe, can we find a W come in here, please? And of course, if you change this to a line chart, this kind of sloppy W, that just disappears, right? And this is just a dead cat bounce. And then we went after the stops, all those lower time frame short setups, the bots and stuff that we had working. So this higher time frame, 3-step setup, nothing's really changed here, just sort of slow and steady. And if we look at the broader crypto market, same sort of thing. This is the L Tangonator. It's interesting how there is the bullish divergence in price and price momentum with Willie Stupid, and 50% levels are way down here, which is 2-to-1 risk reward. So I think that was, let's say, yeah, 2.1. So nothing's really changed here either. This is the total crypto market. We did have some fun little poppers through the weekend. If anything, what I would say here is because this bullish div is in there, what my message to people was, and I think I mentioned this like middle of last week, as long as this bull div is in place, then if you're bearish, you just got to cool your jets. And frankly speaking, I think that's the right message. Is it a little too early to join this short trade? I think so. Just wait for this to roll over. Maybe wait to get some sort of M's and things like, probably have RSI over here somewhere. Whoops, now I've gotten rid of everything. Yeah, so you can see RSI still ticking up. If that M's out, then I think we're probably back in the down mode. And just like Bitcoin, this is lower highs and lower lows. There is no real clothesline W here. So this was nothing more than a dead cat bounce, but really good analogy that while this bull div is working, probably best just to cool your jets. And if you're a bear, just really just cool your jets. So that's your broader market. I got to tell you, there's some really interesting names out there in crypto. And we'll just finish the video off with this. This is one that Chico Crypto liked, and he was touting years ago. I don't know whether he's still interested in it or not, but you tell me, is there any money to potentially be made here on going and starting to nibble away on this thing? I think so. And you'll get sort of this is a big fat buy if this darn thing can actually double you out here. So you can see, I would just be patient and I would just say, okay, well, show me a close above this $2.72, and then we'll know that the bull's back in town. And, can we get a rally up into $5-6, which would just confirm a massive W here to get that risk-free trade on? It's not a bad idea. So there are a lot of names in crypto that look exactly like that. And here's a name that I actually just went and did a little nibble on over the weekend. Same sort of logic. I wanted to see some sort of bullish structure. It's not really the best structure, but not a bad place to do a little bit of nibbling. And you tell me if this thing has any gas in the tank here over the next year or two. Can I get number one, the risk-free trades? Sell half on a double. That's that level. Is that realistic? I think so. And then number two, we get a go and rally at all here, and there's a lot of money to be made on these names. So that's sort of the state of the market right now, in my opinion. I still think 2023 pullbacks are buying opportunities, and pick your names, build your list. You can see how big this list is getting. I want to buy everything, and I am in the process of buying everything. And just slow and steady wins the race. Don't pay up, don't chase, but buy down at the bottoms, ends of ranges. And if you happen to get lucky, look at this funny little thing. Is this thing, it just went to new highs today. Give me a break. Here's a great example where if you just drew the reload zones, there's the original breakout level. You threw your bid in there somewhere down in that area. Maybe you got really lucky and you got a really killer fill there. I didn't buy this back. I was selling halves on doubles, etc. But, this is such a great analogy of this crazy market. There it goes, breaking the new highs. And who knows, maybe it goes up and doubles again. I'll be selling more halves on doubles. So slow and steady wins a race. I still think actually, you know what? I really like this little ocean. This guy's putting in a pretty little bot here. So anyway, you can see where I'm long. There is stuff happening in the market. So just build your plan, follow your plan. Don't take no wooden nickels. You know how the game goes. We'll see everybody in the after party shortly. All the best and bye for now.